This is the Mars 3.0 from Heybike. This is one of two models from Heybike's X series. They're high-performing fat tire folding models. And this apparently has a top speed of over 30 miles per hour. If your main goal is to find a folding model with a super powerful motor at an affordable price, you don't need to look any further. In this video, I'll give you an up-close look at all the components. Then we will fold the Mars 3.0. Then we'll test out the motor's performance and this full suspension on and off-road. And we'll wrap things up with the pros and cons and my overall thoughts. But before all that, let's take a closer look. So the Mars 3.0 is one of two models in Heybike's X series, the other being the Ranger 3.0 Pro. Ryan has a full review on that bike, so if you're willing to spend a couple $100 more for extra range and extra comfort, check out that review. The Mars 3.0 is $12.99 and is the more powerful of the two models in the X series. But if you do want to check out current pricing or any sales going on, you can use our affiliate link down in the description or simply scan the QR code on your screen. And if you plan on making a purchase with Heybike, we have a discount code down below in the description, so make sure to look out for that. And if you use our link when you go to make your purchase, it supports the channel at no extra cost to you. We thank you so much for that support. This comes in 3 different color options. You can get it in Vivid Orange, Stormy Blue, or Night Rider Black, which you see here. This has a payload capacity of 440 pounds and an advertised weight of 70 pounds. I did hang it from our scale with the battery and it came in just over that. So if you're looking for a light folding model, you're looking in the wrong place. This fits riders from 4'11" to 6'2", but there is a caveat to that. I am a 6'1" rider with a 33-inch inseam. The max recommended inseam is 31.5 inches, so I do have the seat post to its minimum insertion point, and I'm not getting full leg extension. However, I did have my wife Chesney, who is 5'4", hop on this bike, and she was able to get a comfortable fit. Let's look at the components. Starting with the brakes, unbranded 2-piston hydraulic disc brakes. That's paired with 180mm rotors that are 2 millimeters thick. Same setup on the back. Then you have 20 by 4-inch tires from Chaoyang with knobby tread. The front wheel bolts on. A hydraulic suspension fork up front. Preload on the left, lockout on the right. And this is what you can expect. Then the horse link suspension on the back, and the rear shock is not adjustable. And this is what you can expect from the rear. Then you have the Heybike lighting package, so a bright front headlight, turn signals up front, and then the horn, this is what that sounds like. And then the rear tail light has a running light, but it does brighten when you brake. And then of course the turn signals on the back as well. There are 4 mounting points up front for a front basket or rack. Here's the folding mechanism for the handlebars. We'll fold that in a second. Lots of cables coming off the handlebars, but they are managed really well and routed down underneath the frame. Telescoping handlebars for height adjustment. 8 seem to be pretty comfortable for me. And straight handlebars up top. Unbranded hydraulic disc brake levers with motor cutoff. Rubber grips. A Shimano rapid fire trigger shifter. Right next to that is a right-hand twist grip throttle. All right, next let's cover the TFT display. Hold the center button to turn it on. Heybike on startup. This is where you can use the 4-digit pin or the NFC tag. There we go though, there's our main screen. Front and center you have speed. Underneath that you have your pedal assist level. Use up and down to navigate those levels. You have Eco, Tour, Standard, Sport, and Turbo. And of course off. Upper right corner you have your battery and percentage. In the center on the right, we have wattage we're drawing from the motor, and then underneath that we have our odometer. But if you tap on the menu button, you will cycle through some other information, like your trip mileage, your voltage, your trip time, your average speed, your max speed, and then back to your odometer. Long hold on your pedal assist up button to turn on the lights, and do the same to turn them off. Then long hold on pedal assist down to activate walk mode. Then your turn signal and horn controls are right underneath the display. So switch it to the left or switch it to the right. Just make sure to turn them off when you're done. And then the horn is underneath. Now you can adjust the settings within the display. We're about to do that Hold pedal assist up and down to access the settings. Now you have 2 tabs of settings at the top. In the display settings, you can set your unit. You can set the screen brightness. You have 5 levels of brightness to work with. You can change the timeout on your bike, and then you can change your battery to show the percentage or the voltage. You can change your wheel size here, and this can come in handy if your speed readout isn't quite right on the display. You can kind of calibrate it with this. There's a lot of stuff in the display you're probably not going to want to change, but you're going to want to know about advanced settings if you do want to unlock the speed to over 30 miles per hour. Now you can change the speed limit in the app, but only up to 28. But the first selection here is speed limit, and you can technically change this all the way up to 100 kilometers per hour. Now this bike isn't going to go 100 kilometers per hour, but this is where you're going to want to go if you do want to unlock the speed. And if you change something and don't know how to change it back, you're going to want to know about factory settings. Just scroll down to yes and click it, and then you'll be back to factory specs. And you can find the exit option at the bottom of the screen, or you can just hold pedal assist up and down, and that will bring you back home. For graphics, you have Heybike on the down tube on both sides, X Series on top, Mars 3.0 on the chainstays. Now you do need to fold this bike in order to get the battery out, so why don't we just go ahead and fold it right now. We'll start with the handlebars, lift up on the release here and pull out, and the handlebars will just fold down to the side. These are folding pedals, so we'll go ahead and fold that. Next, we'll push this release forward and pull out on the latch. Now there's no handle on this, so I've been holding onto the rack. Just brace it with your leg and bring that frame around. You can of course drop the seat or take it off to save some space. This is that super short seat post. And there is our fully folded Mars 3.0. Now that we have this folded though, let's take the battery out. So the key is on the underside of the frame, and here's the lock. So I'll push in on the battery a little bit. I'll release that, then pull the key out. Battery slides right out. Now this is a 13 amp hour battery. This has been tested to UL 2271 standards. The bike's electronics have been tested to UL 2849 standards. It has an IP65 rating for water and dust. The charging port is right here. You can charge this on or off the bike. This also has a handle on the top. Then to put the battery back in, just reverse the steps, pop it in, hold it into place with your thumb, find that keyhole underneath, and when you lock this, you'll hear one click. That means the battery is locked in place, but it's not on. You can still pull out the key, but you want to hear that second click to make sure that the battery's on. And you cannot pull the key out when the battery's on, which means you have to ride with the key in the bike. All right, with the battery in, let's unfold it. There are no mounting points on the frame for a bottle cage, but don't let that deter you from buying this model. We do sell a strap adapter at shop.ebikeescape.com. It's basically a Velcro strap with a couple bottle cage mounts on it, so you can strap it anywhere on your frame, or we have a version that attaches to the handlebars. And just look at the size of the seat post. It is really short, so if you're a taller rider, you can upgrade to a longer seat post. Then you have their upgraded rack on the back. This has a 100-pound weight capacity. And there's the Galaxy eDrive motor. It's 750 watts with a peak wattage of 1400 watts and 95 Newton meters of torque. And that's paired with a torque sensor. It has a Shimano Altus derailleur on the back and an 8-speed drivetrain, 11 to 32 teeth on the back. And then up front, we have a 44-tooth single-walled chainring. That's it for all the components. Let's take it for a ride. So for this section, I want to explore the power and the speed of this electric bike. And we're just going to reset this to factory settings and start by changing all the settings through the app. So here's the main screen of the app. Let's go into settings and personalize. Currently, this top speed is 20 miles per hour. We're going to go up to the full class 3 speeds. And apparently this can go 0 to 20 miles per hour in 6 seconds. So we're going to test that out right now. So let's start a timer, see how fast we get to 20, and then let's see if we can't get up to 28 miles per hour with the throttle. Let's do this. Ready, set, go. Huge takeoff. Already pulling 1200 watts. And 18, 19, 20. 20 on the GPS as well. And it's still just pushing along. 25, 26, 27, 28, and I just felt the motor cut out. So yeah, that's a demonstration of why people really like these bikes. It's just kind of unparalleled power to what you can expect at this price point from anyone else. So if you want to be able to ease into power or limit the speed limits, you can turn this throttle speed limiter on. And I'll just get a good spread here of 5 miles per hour each. There we go. Now in each pedal assist level, it will boost me up to the speed I have it set to. That power comes in really strong. All right, and then turbo, we should get top speed. So for the pedaling portion of this video, I will turn the throttle speed limiter off so you can actually see the power difference between each pedal assist level. And I'm going to move through these really fast. We're just going to see what easy pedaling gets you and what a little more effort will get you in terms of speed. And I'll describe the pedal feel as well. So I'm in first gear in eco. Let's see how this feels. And I can immediately shift up. I felt the torque sensor kick in right away. There we go, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear. We're just creeping up. You can see I'm pulling between 300 and 400 watts. I'm in eighth gear, barely pushing on the pedals, and we're holding at 18 miles per hour. So I am feeling very connected to the pedals, but I'm not having to contribute a lot of effort to get up to almost 20 miles per hour here. I'll push into the pedals a little harder though, and going about 22 miles per hour with good effort, I could hold this up for some time. All right, now we're in tour, shifting through the gears. There's sixth gear. So that was a sizable jump in power. I'm going up a hill. I'm in eighth gear. We're holding at 15 miles per hour with barely any pedal effort. I'm in eighth gear, spinning my legs, barely pushing any pressure, and I'm getting 23, 24 miles per hour. And if I push in a little harder here, there is 25 miles per hour. Now I'll say my legs are starting to spin pretty fast. It's not too bad. But that was pedal assist level 2, and we have 3 more to go. That was tour. Let's go into standard. So in standard, holding very easily at 26, pushing in a little bit harder. Struggling to get to 28, but 27, could hold that up for some time. All right, here's sport. And I'm not sure I need any more power. I'm only drawing 500 watts and it's just holding me right at 27. A little bit more effort. And just falling shy of 28. And I'm gonna shift down here, but for turbo, what we're gonna do is just see how fast we can get up to 28 miles per hour while pedaling. I'm in fourth gear because this is gonna take off really fast. All right, pedaling to 28, 3, 2, 1, go. And huge takeoff. Oh, I hit the throttle. Shifting through the gears. Eighth gear right there. 27. And pushing in pretty hard, just falling shy of 28. So this is where we can kick things up one more notch by going into the settings and advanced settings. And you can change a lot in the display, but I'll show you what I mean when you have a cleaner experience changing settings through the app. Let's go into speed limit, and I could change this all the way up to 100 kilometers per hour and as low as 10. So 100 kilometers per hour is somewhere around 62 miles per hour. This cannot go that fast, but it can go above 30. So let's check that out. I'm just gonna leave this in eighth gear and we're gonna pedal. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, go. And immediately seeing peak wattage, 20 miles per hour, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and pushing in pretty hard, stopping just shy of 32 miles per hour. Now the other thing is, You can throttle above 28 miles per hour. So we're gonna do that. This is a disclaimer though, anything above 20 miles per hour is not street legal. So speed is really meant for private roads. Let's see how fast we get up to the top speed. 3, 2, 1, go. Just throttle. And we're going up a small hill. We're still accelerating. There's 28. 29. 29 on the GPS. 30 on the display. 30 on the GPS. So, I mean, this power is just ridiculous. Now, there is still room to come up on the handlebars here, but I'm reaching out pretty far in front of me with my long arms. So expect to reach for the handlebars a little bit. Now, we are full power here. I'm going to throttle into this hill. This is the hill that we test all of our electric bikes on for the most part. The GoPro always makes this hill look a lot smaller than it actually is, so we'll put up a graphic with specs so you can see the actual scale of this hill. Now we're just hitting the steep part of the hill, and I feel that motor working harder. We have about 1100 watts being pulled from the motor, and hitting about 14 miles per hour. There's 13.8. And I think that's the lowest speed we should expect. We are creeping back up 14 and a half. I mean, it's holding me just under 15 miles per hour for this whole hill. The purpose of a throttle only test is to put the bike in its worst case scenario where it's doing all the work and you're not helping it at all. So this shows us what the motor is actually capable of, and being able to hold you at a speed of above 14 miles per hour is above average for this hill. We're gonna turn around here and pedal back up the hill, see how the torque sensor feels. We will do a brake test, so I'm gonna get up to 28 miles per hour, then hit the brakes. 3, 2, 1. All right, didn't have to squeeze too hard to come to a stop. Back at the bottom of the hill, we're going to pedal through all these assist levels. What I do here is I will shift through the gears, and then when my legs feel tired, I will shift up to the next pedal assist level. We're in eco, I can definitely feel a lot of support. Pulling about 300 watts, holding at 8 miles per hour. I'm gonna try to shift up one gear. And my legs are working a little harder here, but I could hold this up for some time. Well, let's go to tour. All right, big burst in power. You can see it on the screen, 500 watts. I can shift up, holding at 10 miles per hour. In third gear, this feels like a good cadence. If I push in a little harder, we're still picking up speed, 11. Let's go up to standard. There's another 200 watts. I'm gonna shift up, fourth gear, fifth gear. That feels pretty good. Let's go up to sport. Another 150, 200 watts there. Shift up, we're running out of hill. All right, and turbo. Getting peak wattage now, 1100 watts. 16, 17, the hill's starting to round out. So even in eco, the first level, that supported me up the hill. All right, time to give this suspension a proper test. This is a little back trail into a park. Lots of rocks and things to conquer. These 4-inch tires gives you a lot of confidence. I can hear some chatter coming from the suspension, but it is doing its job. I would say the rear suspension, I wish it was doing a little bit more. I can tell that when I bounce on it, it's doing something. But it's pretty stiff and there's no adjustment on the rear suspension. So hopefully that breaks in a bit with more use because my butt does feel the impact of these bumps. But that said, the balance of this bike feels really good and maneuverable. I'm not afraid to take this on fire roads or gravel paths. This is not meant for taking off jumps or single track, but if you want to do anything bike that can fold, this is definitely something worth considering. On some of the bigger bumps, I can feel some help from that rear suspension. So I'd rather have it than not. Lots of good things to talk about, some things to consider. Let's throw to the pros and cons and I'll give you my overall thoughts. After putting the Heybike Mars 3.0 to the test, it's clear this isn't your average folding electric bike. It's a surprisingly powerful and versatile machine that packs a lot into a foldable frame. Let's break down the key pros and cons of the Mars 3.0. Starting with the pros, first, pure power and speed. This e-bike can go north of 30 miles per hour and has no problem destroying hills. Now, this speed isn't street legal and is meant for private roads, but the raw power is there for when you need it. And all that power and speed is paired with a torque sensor and an 8-speed drivetrain, which delivers a natural pedaling experience up to a certain speed. I do have a note on that in the considerations. Next, the all-terrain utility build. It has a setup that lets you conquer pretty much anything. You get true 4-inch knobby tires and a full suspension, which lets you take on some seriously rough terrain. Plus, with an included rear rack and fenders and Heybike's awesome lighting package, it's commuter ready right out of the box. A big pro for me is the right-hand twist grip throttle combined with the rapid-fire trigger shifter. It's cool to see another model that has the intuitive motorcycle feel for the throttle and smoother shifting. And the tech integration. The TFT display is vibrant and easy to see, though it was a little more difficult to see with polarized sunglasses on. The tech is nifty even if it feels a bit in its early stages. Like the ability to use a passcode or NFC tags to unlock the bike adds a nice layer of security. And the app integration is nice if you want to manage the throttle speeds, though I do think there is some room for improvement on the app development and the customization of the pedal assist levels. And here are the things you should consider. Firstly is rider fit. Specifically, the seat post is pretty short. As a 6-foot-tall rider, I would need to upgrade to a longer seat post to get proper leg extension. Without it, I found myself riding this more like a moped and using a lot of throttle. The second is the gearing can't quite keep up with the speed. For a bike this fast, the gear ratio is really only suited for speeds around 20 miles per hour or less. Above that, your legs spin pretty fast. It would be awesome if the next generation allowed your pedaling to keep up with the motor speed. Next is the rear suspension's value. While having a full suspension setup at this price point is a very nice feature, the rear shock is not adjustable and I found it a bit stiff. Frankly, the Horselink suspension is cool, but it adds a lot of weight, and in my opinion, it offered a level of support that was on par with what you get from a good suspension seat post, which could cut down on weight a ton. If you want a full suspension setup that really makes a difference, the Ranger 3.0 Pro has an adjustable rear air shock that makes it truly customizable to your weight. You should definitely check out our full review on the Ranger for a more refined take on the folding fat tire experience. And tying to that last point, this is a heavy e-bike. It's less a carry it everywhere folder and more of a fold it to store or fit in an SUV kind of bike. And lastly, the keyhole is awkwardly placed and you have to keep the key in the ignition to ride. It feels like a discontinued system that doesn't fully match the modern security that this bike offers. If this review was helpful in your e-bike search, you can support the channel and get the best available deal by using our affiliate link in the description. And remember, we have that discount code down below that can save you money on a model from Heybike. Let me know your thoughts on the Heybike Mars 3.0 in the comments below. Are you sold on the raw power that this bike offers, or do you value the more refined comfort that comes with the Ranger 3.0 Pro? But that's going to do it for this review. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.